What it is, YouTube. You know who it is. It's your boy, Damoose Squad. Let's kick it.
Please welcome DJ in the house.
Okay, so when I took it apart, my Roland 505, I took it apart and I put it in hyperlapse. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it apart slowly, and I'm gonna document what I did so that I can put it back together when it gets finished. So as you can see here in a second, the Roland 505 is upside down, and we are going to go ahead and walk you through the take apart of the Roland 505. As you can see, I'm taking the lid off now, and I am going to this device right here. My son and I already replaced that piece. There is a piece right there. It was the USB port wire. Now we're going to replace this piece right here, which is the slider, which is the short that you saw. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you through taking it apart. I didn't think that this would matter, but I'm going to go ahead and document it anyway. So what I did was I took this piece from this piece, and then watch what happens. I take it apart. As I'm taking it apart, this is why I'm documenting it. I took it off, and then I took that black tape off. The black tape. Okay, now watch what I do next. Okay, so I'm taking it apart, and I'm just adjusting, trying to figure out everything right now. I'm giving an analysis, a looking about where everything goes, so that way when I do replace it, it will go back to place. And this is why I'm making this video, so I can basically put it back together. And I'm talking myself through it, so I thought I'd give you guys an idea on how I take the stuff apart and put it back together. Because it's kind of interesting when you're dealing with equipment this magnitude. You want to make sure that you get everything back to where it belongs. Because the whole purpose of there, I'm talking about the device to my daughter and my wife. And like I said, it's in hyperlapse, so you can't hear nothing. The conversation that's going on in the background, which is okay. I wanted to do this way because I can take it frame by frame, and I can see exactly how to put this back together. So that's what I'm doing now. That's why I did frame by frame. And that's what I'm thinking about hyperlapse. Now I'm taking that little piece that goes from here, this piece right here, which is the front. I believe that is the microphone, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that goes to the microphone and all that other good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it goes right here to the right here. Goes right here to the front. And now I'm gonna mess with the wires. I was trying to figure out that black wire that went across the board there, what it did, where it went. And as I'm doing this, I'm analyzing everything, trying to figure out how easy this thing is going to be to take apart. If it's going to be hard, then I would just wait and for somebody else. But now I'm stretching the ribbon out a little bit, checking to see which one it is. Now here we go. This is the top ribbon that I'm taking apart here. Now notice where the top ribbon goes. The top ribbon goes to this piece right here. Okay. Now, the bottom ribbon goes to this piece right here. So this is the bottom of that part right there, and this is the top right there of the ribbon. And this goes here on the bottom, and this goes on the top. Because there's two ribbon ports on both sides, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen something like this built like this. It's very interesting to see how they built it. Usually this take apart of a computer or something else is not so complex as this. Now watch what I do. I take that ribbon and I take the duct tape. That's electrical tape. I take it, which I'm going to put a new piece of electrical tape in there to tape that stuff down. And then I use it to tape it over here to this side. So I don't have to worry about that ribbon taking it off. Now, as you can see, the sheen right here, there's a piece of plastic that goes over on top of this that we're going to deal with also. And now, one thing that as I was taking this apart, I was analyzing everything. I was trying to figure out which way possible to take it apart. So as I was doing that, now I believe I get the screwdriver. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going backwards. Sorry about that.
Irony. What is it? Bro, did you hear what she's like, if y'all eat any more food in the kitchen, I'm gonna slash your tire.
Okay, now I'm taking the screwdriver and taking, there's 3 screws, 1, 2, 3 that comes off of there. Which is holds a harness right here. There's a harness that goes right here. And there's a harness that goes right here to hold the wire. So these wires are harnessed stand together.
Don't let any human see you. Because why?
There we go. I'm taking the screws out.
Interact with them is denied. What about Drake? He seems like a fun hang. Yeah, guys. Superfly's gonna destroy the city. If we want humans to accept that we have to be heroes. Oh my God! They don't see it. August 2nd. New from Transformers.
I believe back here, this piece right here, I believe this is the sound card that they give you. So when they're talking about a sound card, this card right here is the sound because it deals nothing with sound. All the sound is on this card right here, except the USB. Everything else is on here. The USB's right here and this little piece right here. And the power is even on this side, so. And I'll show you the sound card later when I put it back together. Leave a comment below if you want me to show you the whole video of me putting it back together after it's been soldered. I'm not going to solder it, so my son-in-law is. Okay, now we're going to take this ribbon off here. I believe we're going to take the top ribbon off first. I need to know where the top ribbon goes. So we're going to take the top ribbon off, because that side has a top ribbon too. I believe it's going to go to right here.
Join our movement. Henry, celebrating 30 years.
Top ribbon comes off, and then we're going to take this ribbon out.
The importance of caring for our furry family members. But sadly, though, so many dogs are waiting to be adopted from rescue organizations. I'm John O'Hurley, and I'm asking you to donate $11 a month.
Okay, so the small ribbon goes from here to there.
Austin Rescue Shelters.
See, that's a small ribbon.
$11 today. Puppyfoodbank.org.
I just took the small ribbon out, and I set it aside. So that's the small ribbon. That's where it goes right there. And then I took this ribbon out, which goes behind the deck.
exclusive look at season 2 of my show, Big Date.
And then I was moving the wire. I wanted to see what's going on. It wouldn't move. I couldn't figure out the card why it wouldn't move. And I'm analyzing it now, trying to figure out why the card didn't move. Now I'm trying to push it to see if it'll go out, and it won't move. So at this point, I believe is where I flip it, and I notice that there's 5 screws in the back. Yes, 5. There's 5 screws that I have to take out. As you can see, I'm trying to take it out, and it won't come out. And then I thought that these little points right here were pressure points, and then you push down on those points, and it will come out. But that's not what it was. So I was trying to figure this out. And lucky I didn't entertain that thought, because now I'm looking to see inside if the screws have their screws there, and then I say damn, because then I know I gotta take it apart and take it off. So I'm trying to figure out if those come off, and they don't. And I'm doing it lightly.
Daddy, I'm just excited because tomorrow's a very special day.
Let's speed things up here a little bit.
Very special, very, very special indeed.
You have no idea what day tomorrow is, do you?
Not at all.
It's my 16th birthday!
Trust me, Dad, I forgot my 15th birthday.
What are you going to be?
I'm going to be 16! It's only the most important birthday in my entire life. If I don't have a completely awesome party, my whole high school reputation will collapse. I'll have to drop out. I won't go off to college. I'll never leave home. You'll have to divorce.
So I had to take this piece off too. So I took the front piece off. There's 3 screws to hold the front piece together.
My friend.
Okay, so here we go. We're about to flip it over. Let's flip it over.
What's this, Mr. Crab?
It's your credit card.
And I'll flip it over. And this is where I find the screws. I should have showed you all the screws. I'm going to pick the screwdriver up, which is right here. I'm going to take the screws out.
Let's see if you can do that. Now follow her around and see what she likes. You know, do some details.
There I'm trying to see if it's going to pry off, and I notice it doesn't work. So as you can see there, I'm prying it off. It doesn't pry off, so now I'm trying to figure out how to get this off. Okay, there I picked the screwdriver up. Watch me pick the screwdriver up. Okay, I picked the screwdriver up and I found the screws. So I'm going to take 3 screws out. And I'm putting them in the pan. This pan over here, I'm putting them in the pan in a certain spot. And when I take it apart, I'm going to show you how I put it back together by separating the screws so I don't get them mixed up. Each set of screws has a set of places. But I put the screws back in where they belong. And then when I take it apart, I'll put it back together by taking it apart and doing the same process as I put it together. So as you can see, I'm about to take this piece off right here. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. It says 4 sets of wires that come off. Now this wire comes over here to this one onto the bottom and onto the top. And this one comes to the bottom, if I remember correctly. And then we'll watch the video again after I'm done doing this, and I will be able to refresh myself about how I'm going to take this part and put it together. Okay, now this piece is going to come off.
Oh my gosh, it's really fishing.
Me, literally off the stage.
Price check on 4.
Me.
There it goes. It should pull right out now.
What the hell?
No, because I missed a screw. There's like 5 screws. One of the screws I couldn't see. There it goes. It's coming out now. That fifth screw released and it popped right out almost. So that's the sound card. I'm going to show you the sound card putting install to show you why you need another sound card, because this is the sound card that they give you. And I'm going to show you the whole sound card on the other side when I put it back together. I really didn't look at the other side of the sound card. And as you can see, I had a couple things that I had to figure out so I can move it. I had to get one of the things from under here and put it in there, which I remembered is a couple power wires I got to install. And then I kept it on this power wire here. Cut that power wire on, and these wires under here, which is I think on this side of the bridge, I can go ahead and pop them up for you and show you how I did that. Okay, now I took it apart because I wanted to see how many screws I had, and as you can see, I have all these screws to take out. There's a bunch of them. And there's a couple points in the center which don't get screws, is because that's where the screws go from the top of the case. Not much to these things after you really look at it. You think there's a lot of complex parts, which is really, to be honest with you, each and everything on here is complex, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to take out the screw.
It's supposed to be me. Say I'm very bad. Gross.
What's gay?
Well, the cake does look good. It's made out of cardboard.
And frosted.
Velcro. 16 lame parties in a row. Must be a new record. Let's get out of here.
Wait, don't leave. My dad got Boys Who Cry to play. You did get Boys Who Cry, right?
Oh, even better, sweetie. Hit it. Hello, boy, my dear, just give me a shoe. I give you shoe. I mean, for life, when I cry.
Hey, that is not Boys Who Cry. Yeah.
Okay, I took the plastic off, and then I was going to take this piece off, and then I noticed something else, and I'm going to share that with you in just a second. Okay, so now that I got all the screws out, I thought, well, I'll just put it back together real quick, and put the screws in this piece right here, and then things happen.
Make it appear somehow, girl.
That way I didn't lose the screws. That's why I put it back together.
You bought me a boat?
I thought I was home free. I didn't try it yet because I knew that I had to take off the other side first, and then I'll show you how I did that also.
Just watch.
I'm putting the screws in now. That's what's taking so long. It's kind of off screen, so I can't really show you that. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over. Okay, now I'm going to take and pop all the things off. I'll show you how I did that. And I started in a certain spot. A couple of them popped right off, but
Oh, nothing's too good for me, daughter.
You're a good dad, Mr. Krabs.
Oh, you're not.
So when we put these on to put them back on, I'm gonna get my hot glue gun and I'm gonna put hot glue inside each and every one of the knobs. That way I don't never lose the knobs. And then the same thing with the faders. I'm gonna do the same thing with the faders. My speakers, as soon as I get the replacement parts for the speakers, I'm gonna put hot glue inside the top of the where the tip goes, and then hot glue them in. That way they don't come out. It'll take a little bit. Notice how I'm taking them apart and I'm lining them up where they go, and I'm taking them apart one at a time, and I'm not rushing everything. And when I do the same process. I put them how I took them off. Is pretty much how you should do everything. That way you, because certain times you might take something apart and it might be a little different on the next part. Even though it seems like it's going to be the usual, but it ends up not being the usual. Okay, so now I took it apart. Okay, now it's apart. Now I'm going to flip it back over, which I really didn't have to worry about it because I thought it actually was going to fall out. But I realized something in a minute. Watch what happens. I realized something. As you can see, I'm getting resistance. And I didn't know why. So here I go again. And I'm trying to pop it out. So here I go again. Got to take this apart. So I'm taking it apart again. Save my life. I'm taking this thing apart all the time. But as I'm taking this apart, we're 57 seconds in the thing. So I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to fast forward through this. Okay, now is when I see that it's connected. So now that I realize it's connected, see it's connected? See the little right here? It's glued in both sides. So once I realize it's glued in, I did it again. Man, it really wants me to finish this thing up, doesn't it? Okay, now I'm taking this front apart. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 screws. Okay, now the piece came out. Okay, there it is. It's out. Now I'm going to put everything that I took apart, and I'm going to put it inside the controller. That way I don't lose any parts. I'm going to put the knobs on the thing, though. Is what I'm going to do.
Okay, there's one thing wrong with you. Here's a fucking big ass cat. Wait, move. Never mind. I fixed the problem. Can I look at me? There you go. Fucking big ass. Big ass forehead. I have forehead. Are you still filming that?
Huh?
Are you still filming?
Yes.
Oh. Cut that clip.
And as you can see, I'm putting the knobs back on the controller. You can't see the part that I'm putting the knobs on, but I'm putting the knobs on. I'm going to set it down here on the piece of table in a second. I'm going to set it down on the table. Okay, now the knobs are on it, and I'm going to set the fader next to it. And then I'm going to put the controller back together. And then we're going to go ahead and end the film. Here I'm putting the parts in the controller. I'm putting everything in there. I'm putting all those in, putting the screws in there so I don't lose the screws. As you can see, I'm putting everything back together. We can go ahead and fast forward this. So let's go ahead and play it. And then as everything goes in, I can show you, put that back together. And as you can see, that's pretty much it. Okay, now we're putting the top on. And as I'm putting the top on, this is my walkthrough through that. And I didn't put this back in. I kept it aside. So pretty much that's it. I did this video so I would not get confused myself on how to put it back together once it was taken apart. So I'm showing you this video, and I'm going to actually, when I put it back together, I'm going to walk you through piece by piece on how I put it back together, so that we do it right the first time. And yes, I will be watching this trusty video, and yes, I'll be filming it at the same time. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and ring that bell for more notifications for videos like this and countless others. Go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and leave comments below. If you want to know more about Roland 505s, go ahead and leave comments below, and we can get into it. And as you can see, replacement parts are easy to find. If you have something that's going wrong with your controller, leave a comment below, and maybe we could walk through and discuss it. Maybe we can find out the problem. So there's always a solution to the problem. Go ahead and like I said, subscribe, like, comment, share this video, and peace out.